Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I'm going to be playing some Xaryus, going to play some Shadow Priest, Destro Warlock, Resto Shaman, have a couple games versus Windwalker, Death Knight that I want to walk through. Super fun matches yesterday, guys. I was playing this and we were absolutely owning. Well, we had some wins, some losses, but when we kind of got in the rhythm of things, got in the swing of things, we were absolutely owning. I want to keep in mind here, I'm playing Auspicious Spirits, and I am playing, I'm not playing the Shadowy Insight build. I'm playing kind of the Rot Pressure build that I go over in my Shadow Priest guide when I'm playing with a Destro Warlock. I'm playing Mind Bomb, not Fear, because we're going to go with those Mind Bomb Silence combos, or Silence with a Death Coil on the DPS into that Mind Bomb, or at least something like that is what we're aiming for, right? So right away here in the match, you can either double dot or you can triple dot. I always want to keep the Windwalker and the Death Knight dotted, and it's kind of up to me on whether or not I want to dot the Paladin as well. Just quickly to note, we coil the DPS, right? We silence the Pally, right? And we Mind Bomb the DPS right after that. This is exactly what I was just talking about as far as your setups as Destro Shadow Priest. It's nothing too complicated, but this is what you want to aim towards. And I'm not really dotting the Pally, guys, just because, before I interrupted myself, when he pops wings, he's going to have a ton of AoE healing. And if we're dotting him, he's just going to be able to heal through it anyway. Whereas if I don't dot him, he's going to be able to fear the Paladin. So here I actually do dot the Paladin. I think we were kind of talking about that early in this game, where I want to dot him sometimes, but not all the times. Even here, maybe I shouldn't have dotted him to leave him available to fear. He does dispel himself, though, so if I don't redot him, that would be good. Mind Control, the DK and the Windwalker when I need to keep my Warlock alive, keep my Warlock a little bit more offensive. And those Mind Controls in this game and the next game you'll see are definitely very crucial. So here, guys, we get that full fear onto the Paladin, and that's when I throw out the Mind Bomb. So I guess Mind Bomb is paired with any type of CC. All right, we get that full Hex off that full fear. Beautiful Hex there by Best World. We have that Earthbind Totem slowing everything down, and the DK and the Windwalker are both just hurting. Full silence off of that full fear, full Hex, full silence. Death Knight's getting very low. Corpse Shield is popped. I can start Shadow Word Deathing. I can start throwing out a lot of damage, and since they are just locking down with the Destro Warlock, I have a lot of time to free cast, which is just amazing. I love being in this position where, as a Shadow Priest, I can just do what I want. If they were, the thing about our comp is, though, a lot of you guys in the comments might be like, well, you know, if they were on you, then you would have lost. Well, no, if they were on me, then my Destro gets to free cast, right? So that's the power of this composition. It's either you're going to let a Destro Luck free cast Chaos Bolts, or you're going to let a Shadow Priest free cast Dots. Pick your poison, right? And in this game, they tried to lock down my Destro Warlock, and they did it very well. But I'm going to do a lot of damage, right? Because they aren't on me. As you see here, guys, I'm occasionally throwing shields to the Warlock, occasionally throwing shields to whoever is needing them, occasionally helping with Mind Controls, but really I'm just getting that PvE damage onto the DK, onto the Windwalker, throwing out those Void Bolts to keep the damage going high, and I was predicting a bubble there, actually, like some type of bubble and to heal. That's why I was going for that Master Spell, and I do have that Life Swap as well. Pet Kick getting very low, and he actually just dies, so a little bit of a misplay here on their part. They had a little bit more cooldowns available, but that's kind of the pace of the game, right? I'm going to show you another game versus these guys, but that's kind of the pace of the game. But right here, we should have just gone like Trinket Sack or type of a bubble or something like that. But I still have Life Swap, right? I still have these Mind Controls if my Warlock gets in trouble, and I am doing just so much free cast pressure, as you see here in the damage breakdown. 60 million damage here in just a 3-minute match, and I was only double dotting most of the game. I wasn't even triple dotting, whereas, you know, compared to the DK, the Windwalker, the Warlock is crazy high, and that is really the strength of this comp. I've been saying this for a while, but this comp is busted, guys. Having that much damage, and if they were on me, I would obviously do a lot less damage. I would be doing probably 19 million or 20 million or something if they were training me, and I wouldn't get any damage out, but my Warlock would have those Chaos Bolts after Chaos Bolts, and they wouldn't be able to sit in the open versus us. So here on Tol'Vran Arena, we're fighting the same team, and Tol'Vran is a great map for us. So Sewer's a little bit harder, right? It's a smaller map, more line of sight. They can run away a lot easier. Tol'Vran, guys, if we just sit in the corner of this map, kind of where I am right now, or even more backed up into the corner of the map, kind of where my Shaman is, if you see when I turn around briefly right there where my shaman is. I'm pointing at the screen like you guys can see it. I should use my mouse, not my finger. Lol. Where the shaman is here in the corner is a great spot to stand, mainly because it's the furthest thing away from any pillar, right? So if they want to hit you in that corner, they're going to have to put themselves in a very vulnerable position. So you want to keep that in mind. Just starting the CC chain off right here with a silence and a mind bomb, just like we talked about in that first game. Coils coming out onto the Pally and the Death Knight this time. In this game, they're splitting a little bit onto the Shaman and to the Warlock, which I'm okay with because I'm the Shadow Priest. I get to free cast. I'm definitely having a good time throwing some vampiric touches all around. But here we get Icebound Fortitude, we get Pally's Trinket Sack. We're rotating through their cooldowns. My Warlock is definitely in a world of hurt, though. Throwing those shields on them when they're off of cooldown. I have Vampiric Embrace if I need it. I have these mind controls if I need it. I have Life Swap if I need it. Communicating with my healer on when to use these things, right? Pop the Vampiric Embrace because my Warlock's getting nice and low. Shield my Warlock because he's still pretty low. Calling out right now. Do I need to swap? Do I need to swap? I think my healer was saying no, so I didn't swap yet. Have another Mind Bomb Silencer ready to go here pretty soon, so we want to keep that in mind, kind of get ready for that in the upcoming moments of this game, but they're kind of running behind the pillar. You don't want to Mind Bomb Silence when things aren't really rolling, right? Like right now to run in and Mind Bomb Silence, I mean, you could, but a lot of the times you want them to kind of push into you, get some dodge rolling, get some pressure rolling, and then boom, Mind Bomb Silence when it hurts. They're kind of already rotting, kind of already, you know, maybe 60, 70% HP. Great if they're like half HP. But yeah, spreading my Vampiric Touches all around, getting that Insanity generation rolling. I'm feared. The full fear comes out on the Pally. The coils come out on the Pally. Throwing a Mind Bomb and a Silence after the coil, just like we talked about. Nice combination there. The Curse of Fragility comes out, that Chaos Bolt comes out, a lot of damage coming out, but the Pally does pop his wings, and this is their time to recover. This is their time to go offensive. So now the damage is being turned onto my Warlock. Here is when, if I needed to Mind Control, if I needed to Life Swap, if I needed to off heal, anything like that, that's when I do it. But it looks like they're kind of just running away. I'm changing my song there. I actually forgot about that. The music was playing maybe a little bit too loud. But here we're actually triple dotting a little bit because they were retreating, and that's what you want to talk about with your Warlock beforehand. If your Warlock wants to fear, then you don't dot the Pally because the dots are going to break the fear. If your Warlock wants to kill the Pally, then you're going to dot the Pally and do that. So it's kind of a communication type of thing when you're going to hit the Pally versus when you're not. The Pally gets full locked out there, and I throw my Mind Bomb out. So like I said, guys, you can silence Mind Bomb. Okay, you can fear Mind Bomb, you can coil Mind Bomb, etc. But a lockout also works, so the Pally is locked down, then I get that Mind Bomb. Basically, you just don't want the Mind Bomb being dispelled, right? I silenced the Pally, was thinking he might bubble there, was going for that pre-mass dispel. Don't quite get it. Do get Blood Elf Silence here. Gonna try to spread a little bit more damage, but my Void Eruption does fade. I trinket that Hammer of Justice, which, by the way, I don't think that's a great trinket. As I did that in this game, I was like, I kind of regret that. I'm getting a little bit more damage out, but you do, a lot of times, guys want to save trinket for life swap, right? Trinket and swap should be used kind of in unison most of the time, because what I don't want to happen is next time my Warlock needs swap, my Shaman's in maybe a Paralyze or a Leg Sweep or a Fist of Fury, and I'm in a Hammer of Justice. Guess what? I don't even use swap and we lose the game, right? So trinket should be paired to life swap. I definitely don't like that I trinketed there. We do get the coils out now, the fear on the Pally, the trinkets coming out from Pally here. A lot of spread pressure. Warlock's getting very low. Throwing a couple Shadow Mends on my Warlock, actually. Not something I do too often because it does take quite a bit of mana, but it looks like he really needed it there, and I do use my life swap. Looks like they swapped to me for a second, and I am going to just hop into that dispersion as well. So now Trinket, Disperse, and Swap is used from me. This game's looking kind of like a disaster. We get that full fear onto the Pally, though, going back into the Void Eruption, doing so much DPS. Mind Bomb coming out, using that Siphon right off a cooldown, getting so much damage on the Pectic. Bubble comes out, going for that Master Spell, grab the Master Spell into the Pally, full Silence comes out onto the Pally, and he's taking a lot of that sack damage as well. Here's a situation where you could dot the Pally, right? Because the Pally has that sack, he's taking additional damage anyway. The sack is going to break the fear regardless, so might as well do that triple dot pressure for a little bit here. Shaman's taking a little bit of pressure, throwing a shield up onto the Shaman, keeping him, just helping him a little bit. Their shields, they probably don't seem like they help very much, but they definitely do. Vampiric Embrace being popped once again to help all of the healing throughout our team. Pally's on Fear DR, so I do go ahead and dot him, which is usually okay. Throw another shield onto the Warlock, dotting up the DK, dotting up Windwalker, or Windwalker still dotted up. And I have this Mind Bomb Silence ready in about 3 or 4 seconds here, so I do want to start looking at that, but we do have some things on stun here. Throw out the Mind Bomb anyway, throw that Silence off of that Pally's Dispel. DK is about 60% life now. I'm going to try to go for that Mind Control on the Pally to extend the CC chain, but I couldn't quite get it. The Icebound Fortitude being popped by the Death Knight. The Windwalker has no Trinket available either. A lot of good stuff happening, but keep in mind, we don't have swap. My Shaman's kind of getting split on by the Windwalker here, and it's kind of just a waiting game until this next Mind Bomb Silence. But they are taking a lot of damage, and it's kind of, we're playing in between Paladin wings. When Paladin pops his wings, that's their time to go offensive. They're not going to die. When Paladin doesn't have his wings, there it is. So the Fear coming out into the Hex, and the Hex was trinketed into another Fear is beautiful play there. Death Knight getting very low. The Curse of Fragility coming out once again, but Pally pops his wings, so this is their time to go offensive. Remember, so I put a shield on my Shaman. DK's getting low, but the Pally wings are almost expiring, so we can keep the CC chain a little bit longer. We should win. Throw another shield onto my Shaman while bursting here, but Mind Control the Windwalker off just for a second. My Shaman just needs a little bit of help right now to help top off the Warlock, help top off himself, and I'm going to keep up the pressure, but now look, my Shaman gets into that full Fear. He stole the Fear. Throw a shield onto my Warlock. Mind Control the Windwalker once again, keeping the shields up. This is the support role of the Shadow Priest, guys. This is what Shadow Priest really need to do to help your teammates live. DK, I'm keeping those Mind Flays on him. I got the Mind Bomb with that Silence onto the Pally as well, or that Counter Spell onto the Pally. Throw a shield onto the Warlock, keeping these dots rolling. Mind Control the Death Knight right here. It is immune for 1 more second. Going for those Mind Controls. Hop into the Link. The Link actually was killed right before I could hop into it. Very unfortunate. I was actually going to Hellstone in that Link as well to, just for as much HP regeneration as possible. The counter pressure is important though. Trying to get some counter pressure rolling. Silence the Paladin. Mind Control the Fist of Fury there. Once again onto the Windwalker. Trying to get the Windwalker off of the Warlock. Put another shield onto the Warlock. Throw it a Shadowman on the Warlock. Mind Blast, trying to get some spread pressure out on the DK. We're throwing out a Mind Bomb, just kind of desperation Mind Bomb here. My Warlock's getting very low once again, throwing their shields on cooldown. Mind Control the Windwalker once again, trying to relieve as much pressure as possible. Fear's coming out on the Death Knight, spreading more pressure to the Death Knight now. And if we can just live this next Wings, which it looks like we're about to, Wings are about to expire here, and everyone's kind of topped off, this is what's, going very well for us. Because now, if we stabilize a little bit, the Wings are down, they don't have many defensive cooldowns left, no bubble, Pally doesn't have Trinket for 5 more seconds, throwing out the Shadow Word Death's on the pet kick, and he does go down. So that's what we did. We just had to live a little bit longer, and we did manage to do it. Very exciting to win here in this match. There's the damage breakdown. Once again, destroying the damage because they're not really targeting me, they're targeting the Warlock. I would be interested to see if they were targeting me and my Warlock would free cast, if it would be better or worse for them, better or worse for us. I'm not really sure how that would go, but that's how these games win, guys. Windwalker, Death Knight, so much fun to play, guys. Thumbs the video up if this helped you kind of walk through Shadow Priest Destruction Warlock. I actually saw a few comments asking about this comp and how to play it, so there you go. Thumbs the video down, guys, if you didn't like it. Talk to me in the comments below, like I said before, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!